European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Thursday called for the bloc's trade relationship with China to become more balanced as tensions brew between the two parties. For trade to remain mutually beneficial, it must become more balanced, she said, speaking at a press conference at the 25th EU-China summit. Von der Leyen pointed to the EU's growing trade deficit with China. Europe welcomes competition, we like competition, but competition has to be fair, she said. Von der Leyen told reporters there were three key areas the EU had flagged to Chinese officials, including overcapacity. Subsidized production does not match domestic demand in China, which eventually affects the EU market, she explained. We need to see progress on this issue because without progress, it would be very difficult for the European Union to maintain its current level of openness, von der Leyen warned, noting that Chinese officials were looking into the issue. The EU chief also flagged market access and export controls on rare earths and permanent magnets as issues. All three of these issues have long been points of contention between the EU and China, and have frequently played into trade tensions between them. The European Commission president had already struck a firmer tone going into the meeting, urging the Chinese leader to address the rising trade imbalance between the two major economies. We have reached an inflection point. Rebalancing our bilateral relation is essential, she said, according to the official readout, stressing that both sides needed to, quote, acknowledge respective concerns and come forward with real solutions. During the press conference later on Thursday, von der Leyen described the talks with Chinese leaders as, quote, very constructive and very pragmatic. Meanwhile, Chinese President Xi Jinping had vowed to deepen ties with the EU. Earlier in the day, he described the bilateral relationship as, quote, mutually beneficial, saying the ties have become all the more crucial as geopolitical tensions mount globally. The more severe and complex the international situation is, the more China and the EU should strengthen communication, enhance mutual trust, and deepen cooperation, Xi told the EU leaders, according to a translation by CNBC. Chinese state media agency Xinhua later reported that Xi also called for differences between the partners to be managed properly.